This morning we met with our Senate team, which is down here in Parliament House, that was elected, and had a meeting about a number of issues. And one of the things we discussed was a private members bill which will be moving in the House in the next month or so. And it's designed primarily to ensure that the pension age for pensioners is linked to the superannuation age for members of Parliament. As the Prime Minister said, it's important that the whole community does the heavy lifting. And when we look at super and the fact that they're now extending the pension age to 70, it really means that people's super is tied up. And why is it tied up? It's so the fund managers that support the Liberal Party can make more and more money. And 1 year before you die, or 1 hour before you die, you'll be able to access your super and your old age pension. So it's only fair that members of Parliament should have the same conditions. It's all very easy for them to say that we'll get our super at 50 or we'll get it a lot quicker, and you have to wait till you're 70, and we think that's wrong. So we want to highlight that for the Australian people and lay down the challenge to Joe Hockey and Tony Abbott, if they're really serious about that, to put through our private members bill and support it. So that's what happened today. Any questions?
You mentioned everyone pulling the weight. How do you feel about the pay freeze on politicians' wages?
Well, I don't take any wages anyway. I just give it away. I can't give you any. I'd be in trouble. I only give it to charities, you know.
What about party support the debt levy and also the rise in petrol excise?
No, we wouldn't support either of those measures, you know, and primarily because we don't think it's justified. If you really look at the true position of the Australian economy, there's no debt problem. I mean, the facts are, if you look at the OECD figures, Australia's national debt's about 12% of GDP at the present time, and the average for the industrial nations in the OECD is 73%. So it's just a manufactured issue for the government to be able to bring all these draconian things against people. You've got to ask yourself, why do we have a government if we're going so well? We're with the third lowest nation in the OECD level of debt to impose a debt levy. It's just ridiculous. Why do our pensioners, and pensioners, the total amount paid out on pensions in Australia is about 3.3% of GDP. The OECD average is 7.4%. So, you know, we're just lying to the Australian people because this is not a real budget. It's the one based on ideology. It's because this is how these people have been thinking for a long time and they want to implement it. If you're running a business or something like that, it's really laughable. But of course, the media is not to blame, but they're part of the falsehood, if you like, it goes about this. At my lunch on Wednesday, if you come along, you'll be able to see the true situation of the Australian economy, the true figures that back up exactly where we are, both in social and economic conditions, and you'll see the real state of our economy. None of those things will be told to you by the government or put out by officers here.
The government would argue that